Hello and welcome back. And this is totally the wrong thumbnail, so let me see if I can just quickly fix that. Half tempted to restart, but I don't mind the occasional embarrassment. You've seen many mistakes on this channel before. And yes, I have promised a second fog puzzle from Meggen033 so that we do complete the series. I mean, it feels very odd that we've skipped Fogabwe. I don't know, it's probably because I wasn't posting regularly around that Christmas time. And this is what we have in store for today. Now, Fogabwe to me kind of reads like, a fog town in Africa somewhere, like in the middle of the savannah maybe, covered in mist and fog, a mysterious place, maybe the cradle of civilization, who knows. A few years ago, wow, time passes by, 2 decades ago, I did actually go on a safari trip, and this is not far off what you see. You don't go around wandering with a lantern and, past kind of sunset. That's not something you do. But seeing a giraffe munching kind of on tree leaves in the background, beautiful stars, exceptional sunset and views. Yeah, that feels very, very appropriate. Now, today's puzzle, you already figured it out, it's from Meggen033, and it's all about fog. So let's take a look at today's rule set with Fogabwe by Meggen033 and the following set of rules. So it's normal Sudoku, renban, German whisper, arrow sums, and fog. And if you know what all of that means, just crack on, you know what to do. Just in the off chance that you don't, it's normal Sudoku rules, means place the digits 1 to 9 once, no repeats, each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. So that's normal Sudoku. Renbans, of course, these are things that form a set of consecutive digits, non-repeating consecutive digits in any order. So if this cell is a 2, for example, this would have to be 3 or 4. That would work. It could, of course, be 1, 2, 3. I clearly cannot repeat the 2. That's against the rule of renban, but also it's in the same box. And what I cannot do at any point is skip digits. So 1, 2, 4 is clearly no longer a consecutive set. Then we have German whisper lines. So essentially, adjacent digits along a green German whisper line must be a difference of at least 5. So if this cell here is a 1, for example, this could be 6 or more. That could be 6, 7, 8, or 9, as long as it's 5 or more away. Had this German whisper line been a bit longer, you'll notice the oscillating pattern of low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you end up going back and forth. That difference of 5 means you're essentially oscillating around the 5, but not including the 5. If you think about it for a moment, you'll appreciate why. Digits along each arrow must sum to the digit in the circled cell. So, for example, if this cell here was a 9, these two cells have to sum up to 9. That could be 3 and 6, for example. So, that's, oh, hang on, last and obvious thing, the reason we're featuring this puzzle, the grid is partially covered with fog, and correctly placing digits will clear the fog around that cell, and no guessing is required. So if this 2 is correct, then all of the surrounding cells, including the diagonals, will essentially be revealed and hopefully will give us some more information to allow us to progress with the solve. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. With that said, I'm restarting the clock and see how I get on. Now, I kind of noticed immediately that with this German whisper line and this arrow sum and this renban, there's like a lot of tension kind of between this grouping. And essentially, in my mind, I'm wondering if this is a high digit or it's a low digit. And it's tricky regardless. So let's try one example. Ooh, right. So this renban is not 3 low digits. Let me explain why. Let's try 1, 2, 3. Now, how do I make these two cells and these two cells sum up to 2 different values that are a single digit? 6, 7, 8, 9, anything along those lines, clearly not 10 or 11. I can't write that in. And the second I make this 1, 2, 3, or even 2, 3, 4 for that matter, sure, I could make the next one 1, 5, for example, with a 6. But then it almost doesn't matter because the next set of digits, 5, 6, and 7, are all very high digits. I'm not going to be able to actually get them onto an arrow sum with something that's not 1, 2, 3, 4, that adds up to a single digit. So the fact that this is not 3 low digits, what happens if there's a 5 on there? Like, what's wrong with 3, 4, 5, for example? And then I can distribute the 1 and the 2. I think I'm still in trouble, aren't I? Like 6 and 7? No, that's actually looking... Oh, 3, 4, 5. Well, that can't be 5. And this would have to be 9 with 2 and 7. And this would have to be 8. 8? No, it would have to be 7, 1 and 6. Ooh. Tricky again. Why is this problematic again? So, essentially, one of them will get the 1, one of them will get the 2. And then I have 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, clearly the 9 will go somewhere. And the one with the 6, I can't get to 9 with 3, 4, 5. So I end up having to place it on the 2. And that would make that a 7. And then you end up with 1 and 6, and that immediately breaks. So, interesting. Essentially, what this seems to be leading me towards is that this is a low digit, which is going to be very hard to do, and this is a high digit. But I just want to rule out one last possibility, where this is 4, 5, 6. Clearly, this will be the 4. And then I have a ton more options, but it's not great options, because now I have 1, 2, 3, 7, and then these 2 cells are 8 and 9. And I'm not sure I have big enough digits now to actually get to both 8 and 9. 1, 2, 3, and 7 adds up to 13, not 17. So yeah, these digits, certainly at least this digit is high, and this digit is low. Now, because these have to be at least 1 or 2, this is, 3 or 4. Of course, I could have a 3 in here. Actually, 1 and 3 is a bad idea, is it? It'll get me to 4. This would have to be clearly 8 or 9. 9 is a problem, isn't it? Because essentially I'd end up with 7, 8, 9. This would have to be a 6 because that's the remaining high digit. And then somehow I'm going to need to get 2 digits that add up to 6. 1, 5? Yeah, but then how do I get to 4? And then 2, 3? No, 2, 4. Well, where's 5? That can't be 5 on a German whisper line. So yeah, I can't have the 5 in here. And if I use the 1 and 5 in here, I need the 1 here to get to 3 or 4. So 4 and 7, 8, 9 doesn't work. So the 9 is not on the renban. This is 6, 7, 8. This is 9. Because this is 6, 7, 8, of course, it's going to be 8 since this is 3 or 4. That's 3. These are now 1, 2s. And then to get to 9, given I don't have 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, it has to be 4, 5. And it seems to be entirely forced, incredibly. I'm good with that. 3, 8, 9. Good. This cell looks very suspect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Essentially, because this could be as low as 1, these can get to 8. So 1, 2, 5. With an 8, it can't be 8. Never mind. So 5 is off the table, isn't it? No, it can be. 1, 2, 5 with 1 is 9. That's allowed. And the thing is, this is a high digit regardless. Because, these 3 cells are different and unique, and therefore they're at least 6, 1, 2, 3. Plus a 1, this is at least 7. This is 7 or 9, because it can't be 8. This cell now, well, it's clearly a German whisper cell, and therefore this is a low digit of what I can include 4. I'm not sure I see the problem with that. Same trick in here. This is a high digit, and again it's going to be 7, 9, with 1, 2, 4, 5, and a 1, 2, and a 7 or 9 in here. Then low digits in here. From 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know if the German whisper lines end or not, so I don't see a problem with 4s in any of these, because it could be that the German whisper line ends immediately, just like this one. This is a 2-cell German whisper line. Right. So let's think about this. They are clearly two different digits. One is 7 and one is 9, which means one of this is 1, one of this is 2. And obviously the one that is 1 is 1 with 1, 2, 3 to get to 7. And then that, if that is what, okay, sorry, I'm just going to color actually. Not usual for me. Yeah, they don't really see one another. It doesn't have to be 2. Why did I make that assumption? Whichever side is the 7 is very restricted. It's 1, 2, 3 with a 1. And whichever side is the 9, I don't see a problem with the 1 again. That would create 1, 1, 1. It's not a problem. So one of these cells is a 6. Yeah, there's something I'm not appreciating here. What is it? 1, 2 pair means this is not 1 or 2. 3 or 4 can't be a 7. That's 9. That's 7. That means this is a 1. This can't be 3, 4. It has to be a 1, 2. That's a 1, 2 pair. That's 3, 4. And then these are 1, 2, 3. That's not a 3. That's not a 1. That 1 gave me 2. That's not a 2. That's a 1. That's a 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Not very useful. 3 in here gave me 4 in there. 3 in there. And then, yeah, I can't seem to get away with it. 4, 5, 6. With 1 and 2 gone in here, I'm fairly sure this is 3. It doesn't have to be, actually. I can get away with 4, 5 pair. Sorry, give me a moment. There may be somebody at the door here. One moment. Bizarrely, I'm not sure I seem to be able to fix the camera, so I'm sorry. I'm going to stop the recording and resume it and stitch the videos back together. Right, sorry about that. Hopefully it's preserved my time, because I actually had to restart my computer, and fingers crossed this is going to be okay. Looks, it says 8:42. I'm going to trust it at the top. And let's see if we can pick this up again. Right, so I think I stopped here when I was saying I don't have to have a 3 in here because this could be a 4, 5 pair. But because this can't be a 3, this can't be 6. Now, the minimum this can be is 7. So this is still 7, 8, or 9. 9 is definitely in one of these two cells according to Sudoku. 3 in here, no 4. No 1, 2, 3, 4. This is at least 5. And it is exactly 5 because it can't be 9. So that's 8. That is 5. That's not 5. And then I'm left with, actually, that 4. Don't know how I ignored that for so long. That's not 6. That's 4, 5. I can still reach 9. Yeah, so removal of the 6 hasn't done anything. Right. 4, 5 pair in here. Not really very useful. So what am I left with? 1, 2, and 7. This is not the 1 or 2. That's the 7. This is 1 and 2. That 7 has given me a 6. It's removed the 7 as an option from here. Still could do 3, 5, and 8. So hasn't eliminated my 3 in here. And regardless, this is now an 8, 9 pair. Up here, because I haven't got a 6 anywhere. In fact, let's just do the easy bit. That's 7. And then essentially I have another 3, 4, 5, and a 6. So this is 3, 4, or 6. And it can't be 6 because that can't be 1. So 6 is off here. This is 6. 3 or 4 means this is 8 or 9. Getting to 9, I know there's a ton of options still in here. So I'm not sure I can eliminate many. Not 4, not 1, not 2. It's not very useful. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, this is 4, 5 with a 9. Not 6, 7. That is 6, 7. That's 8. Not 8 or 9. Not 6, 7, 8. Oh, hang on. This is not 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 in here. This is 3 or 4. There's a definite 1, and it's either 1, 2, 3. It's 1 or 2 or 1 or 3. Not 3 in here. Don't think I have anything else obvious. Let me think. I mean, this German whisper line is telling us to think about it, but... Right, so this can't be 4, because this cell cannot be 9. And there's clearly a German whisper neighbor in here. So if it is a low digit, it is 1 or 2. If it's a high digit, well, it's not 9 or 8, it'll be 6 or 7. And although that's fully pencil marked, I'm no further forward. I am clearly missing something. Probably, usually, Sudoku. Right, no 4. Let me try this way. So to get to 9 with 1 or 2, these are either adding up to 7 or to 8. Now, that means this is either 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, or 1, 3, 4. And then do any of these pose a problem? For example, that's not a 5. That's a 1, 2, 3 triple. If there's a 4 or 5, there's definitely a 4 or 5. There's not both. It's in one of these two cells. And then it's 1 for sure. Well, 1 for sure. So that's not 1. And then 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. This is not helpful. I mean, a 1, 2, 3 triple tells me there's an 8 up here. And then joint with 6 or 7. So this is 6, 7, 8. Now this, of course, could be a 6, 7, 8 triple. And this could be another 1, 2. So nothing prevents that. Alternatively, if this is a 2, well, it's not 9. It'll be 7. I very nearly have a quadruple in here of 1, 2, 6, 7, very nearly. So the missing digit is a 5, which is not in here. No, it's not 5, 4, which can be here, could be there. We don't actually know. I'm going to delete these before I make a mistake. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. This is not the 6, 7. This is the 6, 7. This is my... I can't use 1, but I could have 2, 3, or 4. So I could have 1, 3, 4 with a 2. I could have 1, 2, 3 with a 4. I don't think I can actually have a 3, because it's either 1, 2, and 3, or it's 1, 3, and 2, and 4. But regardless, I do have my quadruple now, and this has to be 4 now. There's a 9 in here. There is like a virtual 6, 7, 8 triple between these cells. Tricky. And then I don't know if I have to have 1 in any of these. I have 2 of the digits 1, 2, 3. And I have 1 more of them in here. And then a 5 and a 9. I feel like I'm making this way harder than it should be. At the same time, like I'm actually not sure what is there that's left. I should be exploring and I'm not. You see, there isn't that much Sudoku to do. 6s, 7s, and the columns. And then not really, like almost any, in this sort of block. So 6 and 7, 6 and 7, 6 and 7 are in here. And then what I'm missing is 8 and 9. So there's definitely at least one 8 or 9 at the bottom row, if not two. And then one of, I mean, it says this cell, not one of, 2, 3, which is in anywhere in here, plus 5. And the 5 could be anywhere, the 5 could be anywhere. Oh. Right, let's think about this cell. Does it help? Not really. If it's 3, that's 2, 1, 3, that 2. So I said 3 has to be in one of these cells, meaning no 3. 1 and 3 have to be in here. So 1 is in one of these two cells. 3, sadly, has a couple of options to exit, so definitely not as useful. Right. What about this German whisper line? What does it say? Can I do 1, 6, 2, 7? Yes. 2 in here would force a 1, would force a 3. I'm just starting to wonder if I want to color these 1, 2, 3s all over the place. And it feels increasingly necessary. And then I'm back to this 9 arrow sum, thinking it's got some secrets that I need to unwind somehow. I'm not getting it. So I'm just going to double check my variance. That looks minimal. That is minimal. A 2 in here would require 1, 2, 4. So that would be 2. That would be the 4. That would be the 1. All right, so I'm just going to kind of explore options for a second about this. If this is a 1, sorry, if this is 2, excuse me, these need to be 7. That's the only one that's a 4. That would have to be the 1. That would have to be the 2. And 1, 2, 4 is absolutely fine. So 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2. That would be 1 again. All of that is looking very good. Right. 1, this requires to be 8, which is a problem because it gives me more options. 1, 1. That forces this to be 2, 7, and 6. So if that's 1 and this is 2, that would be 3. So essentially, with 8 and 1, this would be 1, this would be 3, and that would be 4 always. But this can't be 1. I can't make this 2. Sorry, I can't make this 1. Let me just... What? If this is 1, then essentially these 3 cells need to add up to 8. And then I have 2 options, 1, 2, 5 and 1, 3, 4. But I think I've just discounted both of them. Now, if this is 1... and I need to get to 8... somehow I forced a 2 in here. 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 7, not 2, not 1, is 3, so it's not 1, 2, 5, therefore that's 4, but then that would be 1 and it can't be. So this is forced. This has to be 2, this has to be 1. And this needs to be 4 now, so that's 4, that's 2, that's 1. Oh, that's incredible. No, excuse me, no 1. Therefore, this is a 2, 7 pair. This is a 6, and I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to pause a second time now. 3, 4, 2, 7. Be right back. Right, sorry about that. Let's see if we can finish this. We've made some progress. 2, 7. And in here was 3, 5, 9, presumably. Don't need those anymore. I know there is no 1 on the renban because 2 is not available. 1 is in here. 1 is in there. It's probably worthwhile thinking about what's on the renban. So you can see the 3. Not on here because 2 and 4 as neighbors are not available. So there's a 3 in there. That's not a 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 3 digits on here. 7 is on any option. Given it 5, 6, 7 is the minimum and 7, 8, 9 is the maximum. So that's not 7, that's 2, that's 7. I'm going to do a bit of Sudoku here. I don't normally fill this much, and therefore this is not my strong point. So essentially whatever is not on here, which we know is not 7, is going to be on this cell, and then another one up here. And it's essentially one of 5, 6, 8, 9, and then another one of 5, 6, 8, 9. This is not useful. 4 gave me 5, gave me 4, gave me 5. Not 5, 3 or 4. Hasn't helped me with my 8, 9 pair. This 3, 4 hasn't helped me with this 8, 9 pair. This 1, 2, 3 still unresolved. This 6, 7. I mean, we know it's not 6, we know it's not 7, but hardly enough. I feel like I need more deductions like I had around this 9 to make progress, and this is surprisingly difficult. Not the kind of puzzle that you expect for 1-star difficulty rated puzzle. 2 is in one of these 2 cells. 6s are lining up in rows 1 and 2, therefore no 6s. Therefore this is 7, 8, 9. Not 7, not 9, and therefore not 8 or 9, and up here is 1, 3, 5, 6. I'm going to pencil mark the lot, remove a 3, remove 5, remove 1 and 6. We knew that there's a 1 in here for sure, and a 3 in there for sure. And essentially a 5 or 6, then a 6, 8, then a 5, 9. So essentially there's another 6, 8 in here, plus 2 for sure. By the looks of things, as well as a 7. And the only place for a 7 in box 1 is in here. Then one of these is 2. No, it's not 6, 8. No, because it's 5, 6. So I'm not helping myself. Yep. Right, this arrow sum surely will help. So I have a 1 on it for sure. I don't have 2. My minimum is 1, 3, and 4. And it looks very likely to be that. No. No, it's possible. Right, let me just think about, aside from 7, 8, 9, give me a 6, of course. Not a 9 in here. 3, 5. So essentially, there's another 3, 5 on there with the 1, as well as a 4. So I could do 1, 4, 5, and then this is 3, or I could do 1, 3, and this is 4. Like I said, much trickier puzzle than I was expecting. I feel like I'm constantly missing things, or you're constantly having to do a lot of deductions. So 6 is clearly not here. This is the 6. Therefore, there's no 6 in here. This is 1, 3, 5 triple. And therefore, this is a 9. This is 3, 5. That 6 gave me an 8. And this is the only place for a 2. Then we're back to this whole 1, 3, 4, 5. Then I have essentially down here another 3 or 5, and then another 8 or 9. Unresolved, seemingly. And let me just double check the columns. It gives me a 1, 3 pair. And therefore the rest of this is 6, 7, 8, 9. There is no 8. So it's 6, 7, 9. The 6, 7 can't be in here. That's the 9. This is 6 or 7. And this is 7. This is 6. That's not 6. That has to be the 7. That gives me 8 in here, 9 in there. The 1, 3 pair are unresolved. The 1, 2 still unresolved. Keep going. So we have another one of these, 1, 2, 3, with 5 and 8. This is 3 or 5. 8 is in one of these two cells. Yeah, tricky again. Right, this is still not helping. 4. So if this is 3, that's 2. It has no implications on the rest. This is not as useful. Some more Sudoku, please. 1, 3, 5, of course, gave me a 6 had I paid attention. So I have 1, 2, 5 with an 8. 1, so this is 5, 8, and the 2, this is, sorry, there's a 2, there's a 5, yeah. Why is there no 3 in here? Because of this cell. Not helpful. There's a 9 somewhere in here with another 2 of 2, 5, 8s. 1, 3, 5, 8. I'm missing a 4, which I can't place. Megan, what have you done to us today? So essentially I have down here another 2, 3, 4, 5 and another 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not 3 or 4, so this could be 2 or 5, but it could also be 8 or 9. And this is not 2 or 9, but this is 3, 4 or 5 or 8, which is just silliness now. Unresolved, unresolved, unresolved. 6, 7, 9 is in one of 3 places. So the main thing that we haven't really used is this German whisper line. In terms of variance, I mean. And I guess this arrow sum as well. We haven't really gotten much value out of these. Three, 5, and 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9 is anywhere. 9 is not here. Right, I'm going to have to think about these and how they interact with this arrow sum. That feels like my only option now. So, purple 3, 4, green 3, 4. One of these is green or purple. And it's actually, if this is a 3, 4, it'll be purple. If this is 3, 4, it'll be purple. Colors aren't helping. I'm going to have to kind of did what I did earlier, which is what feels like essentially bifurcation. Right, 4 would require 9, would make 5, would make a 1, 4 pair, would make a 3 in here, 4, 5, would make this the 9. No, sorry, 4, 9, 5. This would be 3, 8. This would be 2, 3. And this will be 2, 8. And then because this is 3, this would be 8. So far, I'm not seeing the problem. It all looks good. All right, let's try the other way around. If this is 8, that's 3, that's 4. Right, if this is 4, it forces a 9. These are 8s and 9 pairs. They're different, because if this is 3, that adds up to 8. That forces 4 to bring a 9 in here. And the reverse is true. Can I actually make anything different? What if this is 9 and this is 3? Yeah, that works. 9, 3, 4, 9. They don't have to be the same. They don't have to be different, and they don't have to be the same. I'm gonna cheat. Enable check pencil marks on the off chance that I am missing something. What did I say was in here? I think it's 1, 3, 4, 5, 8. And this is 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, and it's just not 5. One, 3, 4. This means this is 2, 5, 8, 9. Not 2, 5. I missed that 2, 5, and that's probably what I needed to give me my 8, 9 pair and the column to help me move forward. That gives me a 3. That makes this a 1, 4 pair. That makes this 5. That makes this 3, 5. Not 3 or 5. That's another 8, 9. We now know these two are the same, and the only way they can be is a double 9. From the logic we went through earlier with 3 and 4, 8. That 3 gave me 2, 1, 3, 5, 1, 5, 3. No 5s or 1s, so it's 2 and 8. That's 2, that's 8. This is now 8, 9. No 2 or 9, that's just 5 and 8. That's 5. That's 8. Not 5, 8, not 3 either, that's 4. This is 1 and 3. That's the 3, that's the 1. That's the 4. And if I've not made any mistakes, that's the 1. 35 minute solve. Not my best solve, but I'm not going to take away from Meggen033. It is definitely a harder puzzle than we featured on this series before. And there's definitely a lot of Sudoku that needs to be done. Like, I mean, that 8, 9 pair, to be able to unlock this entire puzzle, I could have looked for ages, and really, check pencil mark was the only thing that saved me. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video maybe, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.